Having an active life with dogs doesn't of course mean that we're always only going to agility trainings or agility competitions. We're also having a lot of off-leash time in the forest and lots of canine enrichment where dogs can just be dogs. Today I'm out at the forest. I'm with Mia and I'm with Mara and her Saluki Rusa, but I don't have Lamora with me, my Saluki, and we also don't have Mara's another Saluki, Kai, with us. I'm really looking forward to this walk. There's a lot going on for me. I'm taking photos, I'm making this video, so lots of B-roll. Here's Rusa. And I'm also mushroom picking. We have just started, but we have already been a little bit lucky. So why did we split up our dogs like that? Like, why don't we have all pack here? We have several reasons for that, and I'll unpack. Yes, that was a silly pun. I'll unpack those reasons in this video, so keep watching. First and main reason is basically that there are going on some pack hierarchy, and both like when all 4 dogs are together and like in the separate families like Mia and Lamora and Rus and Kai, and because there are those hierarchies, like all of the dogs don't get like equal playing time when they're off leash. So the pack hierarchy basically goes like Mia is on top, then there's Kai, then there's Rusa, and Lamora is on absolute bottom. Well, he's a very submissive dog and he's very young. He's the youngest addition to this pack because the more dominant dogs are a bit pushy to the more submissive dogs, and so the more submissive dogs don't really get to run full speed, enjoy the forest full speed, because they're like just a little bit checking in with the main dogs. So we decided to mix everything up a little bit, and so we have just Mia and Rusa, who are like best friends, absolute sweethearts. And before Lamora joined our family, Rusa was Mia's favorite dog, and so they're used to running together. Rusa feels very comfortable with playing with Mia. He feels like free to run, free to play. And of course it doesn't mean that Lamora is sitting at home in crate. No, he's having his own party. He has access to like fenced in yard, so he can spend some off-leash time there. Another reason for this pack division was a bit selfish from my side, because I really love to take those like silly kind of photos where like dogs are running and they're colliding and they're playing, and I really love those photos. And like I have a lot of them with Mia and Rusa before I got Lamora, and I really love looking back at those photos. I really enjoy them. Like, they lift my spirits up. They're silly and cute and they're funny photos, and it's just a good representation of who those dogs are, and I really enjoy those photos. But like Lamora doesn't have this play style, so when Mia is out with Lamora, I never get that type of photos. I only get like running photos, which are nice, but I just wanted to get again some silliness in my photos. So today my goal is to have some sillier photos. Also in Latvia we have this joke that like mushroom picking is a competitive sport for Latvians. It's actually this very meditative, calming experience where you're just walking slowly through the forest. You're doing the walk way slower than usual because you're really looking into the nature. you're really trying to spot all the best mushrooms, and also all the fallen leaves are very deceptive, and so it looks like there is this mushroom but there actually isn't. And so it's really like an exercise in paying attention to your surroundings. Also, fair warning, in no way this video is like a mushroom picking tutorial, and not all the mushrooms you will see are edible, because very often like non-edible mushrooms are way cuter and look prettier than the actual edible mushrooms. I also don't want my dogs to get like too used to being together. I don't want for them to get like separation anxiety from each other. So I want them to be able like to enjoy themselves separately. And so that's also a reason why I'm out with only Mia today. Because when Lamore was smaller, he got a lot of one-to-one time with me. Mia didn't get as much, and so I just want for my dogs to have also those opportunities to be just like alone with me, and to get used to having changes, having different lifestyles, having different stuff going on for them, so they don't get too stressed if some major thing changes in our lives. Or just, I think it's just a good training practice to have one-on-one time with each of your dog. The wild horse appears. Oh boy, adventure seems to follow us wherever we go. What happened was, we decided to change our location because in the first forest where we were at, there weren't any mushrooms. We could see that they were all picked up, and so there was nothing left for us. And we knew another place quite nearby. So we got in the car and we were driving to another place, and while we were driving on this sort of like a forest road, we suddenly realized that there are horses ahead of us, and so we were like, oh no, there are riders and not nice for dogs. But then we realized that actually the horses don't have any humans with them, and they're naked, and so basically they have just somehow been lost. They have gotten out of the house. But like, I don't know how you get this lucky, like how do you get to this level of coincidence? But Mara knew the horses, and she knew the owner of the horses, so she immediately gave her a call. After 4 hours we have finished our walk. We are going back to our car. We weren't lucky with our mushroom picking endeavors. Like, I have few, Mara has few. I'll give all those to Mara. Maybe she can make like one portion or something. I don't know how lucky I was with photos. I know that I have some pretty photos, but I don't have those derp photos that I was looking for. But dogs are absolutely happy, and that was the main point of this. And we're actually planning to repeat this because it was gorgeous. If you enjoy seeing crazy dogs in nature and me talking about how much I love spending with my dogs, don't forget to subscribe and like this video.